The rethinking that we're talking about all the time is very much about this, I think. It's very much about not having to be getting rich first at the expense of the environment, at the expense of the planet, before you can be innovative, before you can reduce the effects of your growth, before you may have taken it too far to repair. Also in the 70s, 1974, we had this famous Club of Rome. They were the first scientists who said that there are limits to growth. And here we are, 45 years later, and finally we're sort of getting serious about it. I think that this notion of that these limits are there and that we have to rethink and to start or to stop think linear and to start thinking circular is really high time. It's almost 12:01 when you think about it. And zero growth in the economy and in economic theory almost was impossible, and still is difficult. If you have zero growth, if your population stagnates, we all already think in terms of recession and going back and how do we grow again. The growth thinking is still very much in the tops of our minds, and I think that zero growth is still a subject that needs a lot of thinking and rethinking. And that means that that last part, after taking and making, that the disposal, the waste part, and we've heard it already, Karen spoke about it, everybody, and you will be in the coming day, be talking about that the fact that waste is an input and that waste as such doesn't exist. We should maybe get rid of the word of waste to know that it is an input to not only recycling but also upcycling. And in any economy where we achieve this, we can not only protect our environment and create sustainable and meaningful jobs, as it was just said, we can also have job creation. We can even have a more competitive economy. It's difficult. Also, in the Netherlands, at this moment, we have a discussion about climate change and what it costs. And basically, the people, the voters, the constituency don't want to pay because they say, why would I pay if my neighbors are not paying? Why would we be investing in renewable energy and a cleaner environment if our neighbors are not doing it? That, I think, is something that is said also by Karin. It starts with yourself, not as an individual, but also as a country or as a county. No matter how you look at it, it has to start somewhere. And if it starts with the consumer, then already a big part of the journey and the war against waste is won. Also because if you look back, gas extraction in the Netherlands is causing real earthquakes. There are other, the plastic, well, it was in the song already mentioned, the plastics. It's biting in our tail. You enjoy growth, you enjoy the proceeds of your business, but then the bill is presented later on. We are not, let's say, in the Netherlands very far when it comes to renewable energy. We still have to close a few coal mines, and then I think we will be at par again with our ambitions. But when it comes to innovation, I think we are well ahead. By 2050, the Netherlands wants to have a circular economy, a completely circular economy, and there is a stand today, I hope you will be able to visit it, to see what the Netherlands circular hotspot is presenting in terms of solutions. If you want a few examples, a smart crusher, which crushes concrete back into cement, sand, water, and then there's still some waste that can be used for solutions that reduce CO2 emissions. Philips Healthcare, very active here in Kenya, is doing a lot on refurbishing and upgrading used equipment. They do quality testing. And they even managed to get equipment produced, reused, with a guarantee, with a warranty, and at a lower cost for maybe even another segment of the market. And then the waste transformers, very important, where there are solutions to use waste and turn them into green energy, or to, in water and fertilizer, split things up, which is already happening in many parts of the world, and in Africa and Sierra Leone, for instance. Here in Kenya, waste is political, like many things are political. And for that reason, I also have to be very rude, because we have been called to State House this morning to talk about business with the President, about circular economy, about blue economy. And that means I have to rush there, but I didn't want to skip this one just because the President is calling me. We are seeing this as an opportunity to at least start a narrative, and if any change is to happen, it has to come from the top. And that's why we think that this opportunity this morning, that as European businesses, we can, first as European ambassadors, we can talk to the President, and then we will talk as European Business Council with him, and there will be, at our insistence, a business table that will allow a regular dialogue with the State House on innovative solutions for Kenya. And I was only half joking when I said that also waste is political, because everybody who lives here knows how difficult it sometimes is to deal with vested interests. And therefore, also, apart from the innovation, from the technical part of the solutions, we also have a political dimension, and that's very much the responsibility of the international community, and particularly of the diplomatic community. We need the dialogues, we need the partnerships, we need the dialogues that are going to be held here today. I hope that indeed it will also be a networking event, that you find each other, that you will be able to energize each other and to create synergies, because these kind of conferences are the ones, and I'm so happy that, you know, you said this year is bigger. We are proud to be supporting SIB in KEPSA. We are proud that KEPSA is home to SIB, and I'm very proud that we are also part, as the Netherlands, active part of the transition that is taking place. Because we are already old friends in Kenya. Yesterday evening we celebrated 50 years of KLM coming to Kenya, which makes Nairobi one of the oldest and most reliable destinations. The slogan, I would say, we are maybe not only old friends, but we would like to be old friends but have new ideas. And like I said in the beginning, I'd like to make it a tradition to really think non-traditional, so that we can innovate and renew.